Good morning. Jesse's coming to join in. Good morning. Hola. Oh, she's gone to lay in her bed. I'll go close the door real quick. The neighbor 2 doors over has decided to cut all the hedges in his backyard this morning at like 8 o'clock. So, okay, so today we're going to do these little wormy looking guys here. I kind of struggled with this, I'm not going to lie, because I would normally just do a regular satin stitch, do an outline, and call it a day. We are going to do a satin stitch, but we're going to try and angle all of our stitches so they go in through this hole, so it makes the hole at the top, and then hopefully we won't have to do an outline or anything else. Hello, Melanie. She's up early or didn't go to bed. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I really wanted to think of something like new and exciting for this one, but I just couldn't do it. Because I just labeled it as a satin stitch because that would be the easiest one to do. But we'll see. There's no holes in some of these. Okay. Kind of both. Okay, so what I mean by angle all of your stitches, I probably need a different color than blue to be fair because the fabric is blue, which means you probably cannot see it very well. I'm an idiot. Hey! Hey. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start with one straight down the middle. Okay? And then we're going to do this thing that I like to do with petals, where you only put some of the stitches like 3/4 or 4/5 of the way up. So we'll slowly fill out this area and then go this way. So let's see here. Because you see how these make a bigger triangle down here than they are at the top? Feel free to not do this right now until I do one, and then you can see how it looks and to see if it works or not. The other thing I've done is I'm going to mix these two colors together to get a little bit of like a thread variation. So it's going to look like it's got stripes on it. So I think that will help as well to kind of like mix it up a little bit. So like add a little bit of color, but also not get too crazy with the stitching. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of the other ones, we've done outlines, we've done like different lines in the middle, we've added polka dots, we've done 3 colors in one, like we've done a lot of color, which is amazing. But this is an easy way to add a little bit of detail without actually doing any more work, because we're just adding these 2 colors together. So I did 2 strands of each color. I did 2 strands of yellow and 2 strands of this orange. It's a really bright orange. No numbers, obviously, so on brand. And then I just did 2 strands of each, so you can see them there, to make 4 strands on my needle. So let's see if this works. Obviously, I'm going to go down into this one a little bit so that this one will cover this one up. And it's the same with this one and this one and this one. So I'm just going to go down a little bit farther than I probably have to, just to make sure we get that overlapping look to it. So let's see here. So you can already tell that it gives a little bit of extra color. So the next one, I never cut the knot, the strings, the threads that go past the knot. I never cut them short enough. So then I always have them peeking through. So the next one, we're not going to go up through the same hole. We're just going to go almost all the way, but not quite. So you're going to end up something like that. Maybe I'll make it. The house brick, that's right. So for those of you who are just joining me, like this is your first stitch along, I used to have 2 soup cans here, okay, to hold this down because this is a lap stand, which means it's really light, okay, and you're meant to sit on this part. You put it underneath your thigh, and then this goes here over top of you, over top of your lap. So your leg goes here to hold it in place. But obviously I'm at a table. If you didn't know, I'm standing at a table. So I had my 2 soup cans and I kept knocking the cans over and everything. And when I went to my mother-in-law's house, I saw she had a bunch of bricks just like in the back corner. And I was like, can I steal one of these bricks? And she's like, why do you want a brick for? I said, because I want to put it on my hoop stand so my hoop stand won't fall over. So I've got 1 brick in my house that's just chilling on the table at all times. And sometimes you get to see it. But you know what? The soup cans were really effective. It's just that they kept falling over. So like I would knock them over in the live, or like my thread would like catch on them, and annoying. So the house brick. So now I'm just following those lines. And this is where it'll get a little bit tricky. Like I said, we'll see. Maybe it won't work, and maybe we'll just go back to doing a satin stitch the whole way, top to bottom. But I kind of hope it works because I think these lines will be really cool. So obviously on the back here, we're going to have really tiny stitches, but with the 4 strands, it shouldn't be too many because it's still quite a thick line. If this works, I think it'll look so cool. So did everyone have a good weekend? What did we do? Did we do anything fun? My niece, Quinn, came over this past weekend, and we played out in the backyard. What is happening? What is going on? So we played out in the backyard, and then we had a little picnic outside on the patio. We're actually meant to have furniture coming this week, so we can like actually sit out there. Because when was it? Like 2 or 3 years ago, we had everyone over for like a little barbecue in the backyard. And so we took Carol's like table and chairs and stuff. And she wanted to get a new one anyways. So we were like, well, yeah, we'll have it. And since then, they've just, like, sat outside, like, the whole time. And 2 of the chairs, they're like those chairs that are, like, a mesh, you know, where you sit. And they're kind of just, like, the metal ones. I'm not explaining this very well, but they're the foldable outdoor chairs. And 2 of the mesh bits, when we sat down on them, have completely broke off. So that's fun. So we don't have to take like our wooden dining chairs outside every single time. Carrie says her car broke down. Oh no. Have you like gotten it sorted or anything, or is it still like waiting to be fixed? Rattan chairs. No, not those kind. I wish they were those. But they're like a plastic mesh, you know, and then like there's like the metal parts on each side, and they just kind of like go around on each side. They're just like those cheap like collapsible ones that you can get like a set of 4. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like this as much as I thought that I would. How about you guys? I think it looks weird. And that's not what I thought. I don't like it. So you know what that means? Yeah, it's like that Teflon mesh stuff. And they have them like, it has it on the back as well. And they just like fold up, you know, when they're done. So I hate it. I got about halfway through and I thought, this is not going to be good, is it? I hate it. So this is what's going to happen. I'm just going to rip it out. This is fun though. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go just a straight up and down satin stitch. Jessie just gave me the sigh. The sigh. Carrie says it's still on the drive at the moment. I was planning on getting rid before this happened. I don't really want to be throwing money at it. If it's an expensive fix, it's something to do with the steering lock. Oh no. Oh, car things give me so much anxiety. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's always so expensive. Like always, like no matter what. So hopefully you can learn from my mistake and not do this one. I do think it would have worked if the area were bigger, but because these are so small, it just looks not right, you know? But that is part of embroidery because you can just rip it out if you hate it. Hi, George. And then obviously I replanted my tomatoes, which are ginormous. And then David and I thought about what else we need to do with the backyard. And I have to book my test actually, like today or tomorrow, for like August sometime. So that will be terrifying. Someone's just called me, so I'm pretty sure that this is not going to save now. Oh, that's so annoying. Ooh, Carrie says it's a newer Mini too, so parts are expensive. Mechanics don't really like working on them because they're so fiddly. Ugh. That was one of the cars I really wanted when I got here because I thought they were one small, but not too small. But also I thought they were quite cute. Cute little cars. But they're quite expensive, no? Okay, a tip. When you have, take your stitches out and you see there's some bigger holes here, right there, you can take the back of your needle or your fingertip and you can go like this way, and this way, and it will put the fabric back together. So I'm going to do it on the front and on the back. There we go. So let's try again. Sorry, I just wasted like 15 minutes doing that. Carrie says, I've always wanted one too. Don't bother. It's been trouble since I had it. Oh no. That is such a shame. Now, obviously you could do, back to like embroidery real quick. You can do these sideways if you wanted to make them all a little bit different. Meaning that the stitch direction can go sideways instead of up and down. I'm going to try up and down because I have sideways over here. And if I have to go back and do a little bit of a outline, then I will. You know? This will be way quicker anyways, to be fair. That's true. I guess I could. Someone said, why don't you end this live and start another? Would it then save? It would. I just know last time, if anyone calls during the live, then it doesn't actually save it. I'll try. And then if it doesn't work, then I will just go live again. I'll just do 2. Now, obviously, a lot of these are right next to each other, so I think we probably will have to do a little outline for these. Yeah, that looks way better. We'll see, maybe not. Maybe I won't have to do an outline. Yeah, I really like the mixed colors. Mary says I love the colors in this one. I really like the mixed colors. It's such like a really, like, I like to call it cheap and cheerful, you know, way of like adding some like pizzazz without doing a lot of effort or a lot of work or spending a lot of money because threads, you know. So you just take 2 colors and mix them together. That's it. That's the secret. And you can go really crazy with these, like just absolutely wild with the colors that you choose, or you can keep them a little bit more subtle. So these are obviously colors that are really close to each other in the color wheel, yellow and orange, and I chose some that are almost the same amount of brightness, if you know what I mean. So one of them isn't like really, really light and the other one is really, really dark. They're almost the same amount of brightness. If anything, the yellow is a little bit lighter. But you can really like play with colors by choosing one that's like a really, really light color and then a really, really bright color. Like that. Catherine says, I love the slight blue on the fabric. Yeah, so we did watercolor painting on the first day, on the prep day. And then I showed a bunch of different ways that you can add color to your fabric if you wanted to. And then obviously with this, you can choose 2 completely different colors if you wanted to. Okay, I've got a weird question to ask for people who actually watch embroidery videos. Are you ever watching an embroidery video and watching them stitch, and you kind of like plan their next stitches in your head, and then when they don't do the stitches in the same way that you would do the stitches, I'm like, oh, I would have stopped there, or oh, I would have gone one more stitch. Like, you need to put one more just on the side there. Because this weekend I was just like laying on the sofa and like relaxing, and I was watching a embroidery video, and I wasn't listening with sound, so I didn't know like what they were talking about or like what they were showing. So maybe they were showing like, you know, a different way to do it or something like that. But as they were stitching, I was like, oh, I wouldn't have put one there. And then they kept going, and I was like, oh, you definitely needed another stitch in that space. Do you guys ever do that? Because I do that all the time. Like planning like, ooh, and then she'll go here next, or oh, they'll go on the other side, or oh, I would have went right down the middle and then it would have been a little bit more symmetrical. I mean, they always look good, like no matter how you stitch it. Do you know what I mean? There's lots of different ways to stitch it. But I just find because I stitch so much, I'm always like planning the next stitches in my head, you know, like if something needs a little bit more here or there or whatever. I'm always a bit like, oh, done that differently. This one's really twisty. Okay. And then literally, I'm just putting these 2 together like that. And I always give it a little twirl with my fingers, just to try and put them together, because they are 2 strands, you know, of each color. So I am pulling them apart. So you kind of want to make sure that they go together a little bit. Mary's laughing at me. It's so true though, because I feel like when you do something, like at least me, I like plan it out in my head as I'm doing it. You know, like the next stitches, and like, ooh, maybe I need another one right here, because you can like see the gap, or like, you know, maybe this one should be a little bit more round or whatever. So I feel like when I watch other people do it, I'm like, oh, I think, oh, she's gonna go here next, or oh, she definitely should have gone there. She definitely should have done that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just out of control. Now I'm kind of tucking these ones up under that one. Where are you? Why are you doing this? Oh. What has happened here? This is a new one. think for time's sake, I'm going to just pretend that's not there. Jessie just did another big sigh, so obviously she disapproves. But hey, that's showbiz. Jamie T says, I totally get it. I don't do it with embroidery because I'm not experienced enough, but it's something I did a lot in my old job. Yeah, I think it's hard sometimes to not be like, I would have done it that way. I would have done it a different way. Okay, and this one's a bit bendy, so let's make that a little bit bendy on the side. I think these stripes look so cool though. Let's do this one first. Also, I'm not going to show you because it'd like make you too dizzy. But I've just realized I'm wearing camo sweatpants and a camo t-shirt. I look like I'm about to go be shipped away to like boot camp or something. I'm going to go like hide in the bushes. Come on, just be nice until the end, okay? Quick and easy today, huh? Yeah, I can't decide if I want to do an outline or just leave them how they are. And I might just leave the holes at the top out for right now. And then on Saturday, that can be something that we discuss on the details day. If we want to add it or not. That's something I get asked about a lot as well, is that, like, how do you decide, like, what details to put in, what details to leave out? And it's easy. If you don't feel like it, then don't do it. It's all up to you. It's your, you've purchased it from me, but that doesn't mean that you have to follow all the directions to a T, If you want to change it, make it look a little bit different, or omit a plant completely and do your own little thing, then of course, do that. Why wouldn't you? I'm just angling these ones in on the side so that it looks like it's different. You can tell them differently. So if I would have made them the same angle as these ones, then it would have just looked like one big plant. Going to do maybe one more to cover up that seabed edge. Is that enough? Probably. And then we've got just one more here. I'm very much running out of thread though, so We'll see how far I get. Oh man. I'm winning 0 thread chickens with this. It's too short. Oh, that's so annoying. I still have like 1 more stitch here, but it's too small. If I would have taken out that knot, then it would have worked. Huh. This one. That's the lovely bit on the back. Okay, so then after you do this part, obviously you can decide for yourself if you want to leave it like that, or if you want to add, ooh, what's going on here? Or if you would like to add a outline for it. I do feel like it needs something else, but you know, I might just save it for Saturday, only because I want to see how the other things look around it, you know? So I think this one we will come back to. That's annoying. What, did I last thread chicken? I will say, once you have all of your stitches done, you know, like you've done all the stitches that you think, go back and just make sure that you filled it up nicely. Meaning that all of your satin stitches are close enough together so that they don't, you know, give away some of the shape that's like not necessarily there, you know? So like here, I'm going to go back and add just a couple here for the outline to make sure that that outline is nice. But also I want to make sure that the shape that I'm stitching is the shape that's actually there, you know? And since you have the same color thread on here, it's easy to just go back and do a couple little stitches where you think you need them, instead of waiting to the very end and then being like, oh, like, oh, I should have added more there. This is where that knot is, and I feel like it's not. Knot. So yeah, that's pretty much it from us today, or from me today. I say us because Jessie was quite vocal. Sorry about that. Yeah, I do think it needs something else, but I think that it's okay how it is. So I will zoom out and you can have a wee look at the entire thing. if I can ever stop stitching. Okay. Let's do a knot on the back, snip it off, and so I do think it looks all right there, how it is. On top of these, obviously there's one that goes all the way into there, into the bottom of this one, and then up next to this one. So this area is going to be covered a bit. So you're really just going to see like that much of it. And I think that looks, I quite like it. But like I said, Saturday I'll see about possibly outlining it. But we'll see what happens. Sometimes if you do too much to it, you don't really see all of the details. You know, we already have a lot going on, and it's only been 2 weeks. We still have 2 more weeks. So 4 days this week plus Saturday, and then all of next week. So we still have a lot of work to do and a lot of different colors to use. So we'll see. My mind is telling me for this one to fill it up with French knots, and I really don't want to do that to you guys. But I think it's going to look so cool. So we'll see. I think it will just look so fun and textured. But maybe we can do some just like on the tips or something, you know? We'll see. We'll just see, okay? I still have to do these 3. And then I'll be all caught up with myself. So that's it from me. I hope you have a lovely, lovely Monday. Don't forget to like and comment on other people's posts. Check out the Barmy Fox SAL and have a scroll through. And don't forget to tag me at the Barmy Fox with the line under it. And that way I can repost into my stories. So, yeah. I hope you have a lovely, lovely Monday. And I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye!